also comes a fundamental thing, which is, look, Hamas has to realize, and Hamas, not to get too much into, the
Here we go! 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 Yeah! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go!
Here we go.
Here we go! Here we go!
Jerry Jones.
They've come out of.
Here we go!
I don't think you know what you're doing, man.
Here we go!
Yeah, man.
Here we go!
And Will McClay, I know, dog. Your hands tied. Cowboy Nation, y'all already know Will McClay can only do so much. Y'all know that. Hey. But we got pressing matters right now. I ain't worried about the draft. We got pressing problems right now. Y'all already know who it is. Welcome to the Gridiron Sports Podcast. I am your host, Majestic Sounds, Cowboy Nation. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know what we about to talk about, because everybody's been talking about it all week long. Who is the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? So Jerry Jones, I get it, you guys. We are America's team, but Jerry Jones is a real cocky guy. Jerry Jones thought he was going to be able to keep Mike McCarthy off some chicken feet. In other words, a little bit of money and a short contract. But they could not come to an agreement on the contract because he tried to give him some chicken feet. I'm telling you what I know, ladies and gentlemen. Mike McCarthy turned down the Cowboys. He never got fired. He just didn't agree to the terms of the deal. Knowing Jerry Jones, hey, listen, we America's team. Ain't nobody gonna walk away from us. Bro, I get it. I get it, Jerry. We are the most popular team in sports history, period. We gross more money than any team in the world. All that is fine and dandy. But when it's time to pay people, dog, you got to pay them. You got to give these people what they want. So you was just giving them 4.5. He probably tried to bring it up to 5 million. Throw some incentives in there. Give him a 1 year, 2 year deal contract. That man was like, no, bro, I don't want it. Jerry Jones got outsmarted or got caught with his pants down. However you want to look at it, however you want to contextualize it. But the truth of the matter is we are head coachless at the moment. Mike McCarthy walked away from the job, and I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. He needs autonomy. He needs a little more control. He needs creative control, if you will. And one can say the same thing about Will McClay, who I recently just yelled out in the beginning of this particular episode, simply because those guys' hands are tied to a certain extent because of the meddling owner. He want to meddle in everything that goes on. So when you have a meddling owner / GM / president, you want to be involved. He's just too hands-on. He's not letting people do their job. Let's just make it plain. He's not letting people do their job. Like, bro, go sit down and let me coach this team. So anybody that Jerry brings on, it's going to be somebody he can still have that control. He just don't want to give up autonomy, not complete control, to a head coach. And Troy Aikman said it best. Ever since Jimmy Johnson left, it's been downhill. All right, Cowboy Nation. So again, you guys been hearing this all week, but I'm still gonna run off a few people names that are up for the head coaching position. Honestly, we don't have a lot of time. April will be here before you know it, just to be perfectly honest here. And there are a couple of people we're not going to be able to talk to right off bat or interview right off bat because they're deep in the playoffs. The likes of offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, both of them are coaches for the Detroit Lions. Then you got, of course, prime time, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. Now, to me, that is a publicity stunt. It worked. We are headlining. We are the top story. Ain't nobody really talking about none of these teams that's playing in the playoffs right now, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers lost, and as a Cowboy fan, I had to do an episode on that. I don't know about any other Cowboy content creator, but anytime the Pittsburgh Steelers lose, that is a victory for us. Let me go and hit my button for you. That is a victory for us. So shout out to the Baltimore Ravens for defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers, making my prediction come true. They are a one and done team. Same thing with the Green Bay Packers. Same thing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Minnesota is a disappointment. You know, Minnesota do this every year. They be like 14-3. And man, they get to the playoffs and they disappoint. Same thing with the Santiago Chargers. I know they call the LA Chargers now, but you know, they've been like that for probably 20 years. Make it to the first round, they one and done. They one and done. I've never seen the Chargers get to a divisional game. I just ain't seen it. So I can at least say we made it to a divisional game, but not them guys. But you know, that's being overshadowed by the Deion Sanders head coaching opportunity, him being a candidate. And then you got a Robert Saleh who just got fired from the New York Jets, courtesy of Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what they say. We all know Aaron Rodgers had a lot to do with that. And then you got Leslie Frazier for the Seattle Seahawks. So he's the assistant head coach, and they are not in the playoffs. So Dallas can reach out to Robert Saleh. They can schedule an interview with Leslie Frazier as well. Even Kellen Moore, you know, he shouldn't dare be a candidate, because when he was the offense coordinator for us one particular year, Dak had the most interceptions he had in his career that 1 year under Kellen Moore. But one can argue that Kellen Moore has changed. One can argue that he has grown. But when you have the likes of Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, you better be running the ball. Now, Smitty and A.J. Brown might not be too happy about it. The tight end might not be too happy about it. But when you have the likes of those guys, you have to play towards their strengths. Your play calling does have to change. So Kellen Moore, in essence, have changed his play calling. But one also can argue that the simplicity of his routes that he's drawing up for his wide receivers are causing problems already. And that's Kellen Moore. That's the downfall of Kellen Moore. His route concepts are suspect for his wide receiver. And after Kellen Moore, believe it or not, Bill Belichick name has came up. And that's crazy, because the dude is in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if that's a good fit for him or not, but the rumor has it that he haven't even unpacked his stuff yet. So we don't know how that situation gonna go, but yeah, his name has been tossed in there. And then Jason Witten. Now, Jason Witten haven't been a head coach on a collegiate level. He hasn't been a head coach on a pro level. So that's a stretch. But I would love to bring him in and make him a part of the coaching staff, possibly a tight end coach. And then you have the likes of John Gruden. His name then came up as a possible candidate. And there's a couple of more other people. Pete Carroll. I kind of like that ideal of Pete Carroll. I think he would be a good head coach for us. And then Mike Zimmer, who's our defensive coordinator. I think Mike Zimmer would do fine as the head coach. He's done a phenomenal job as the defensive coordinator. So why not interview him? Why not give him a shot? And again, y'all done heard all this all week long. That's all people been talking about. They haven't been even talking about the playoffs. So that's pretty much it. I don't know who the Dallas Cowboys have in mind, but I can tell you from a historical standpoint, they're gonna lean heavily on somebody they know, somebody they have experience with, and that's just the Cowboys way. Is that the right pick? The Cowboys probably not going to get the right pick, Now, Mike Zimmer and Pete Carroll will most definitely be my top candidates. That's just me. That's what I would do. And far as Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, them folks probably ain't even looking Dallas way. But their names have come up. So we'll just have to sit back and see. Now, Cowboy Nation, before I get off, I do want to say this one thing about this situation. They're going to have to go ahead and make a decision really, really soon, because we don't have a lot of time. They got to go ahead and get the head coach before April, because when April come around, y'all already know what it's going to be. Jerry Jones going to skip past free agency. Like always, although we do need to dance around in free agency, I think we should get a wide receiver out of free agency. A veteran wide receiver, actually a legit number 2. So now we need a head coach really before free agency. But knowing Dallas, they'll do it right at free agency or right behind it, somewhere right before the NFL draft. That's possibly what could happen, Cowboy Nation. So you guys, y'all let me know what y'all think. Who y'all think the next head coach will be? We already know how Dallas do, but it's good for us to speak our mind, so maybe they can hear us when they check out social media. So go ahead and leave me a comment, if you will, and just let me know what you guys think about it. Who do you think we need to bring in as the new head coach for the Dallas Cowboys? All right, that's my time. I truly thank you all for your time. Remember, share this content. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. DC for life.